What's up, guys? We're back. It's been a long time since we've made a video about my car. It's because we broke it again. Kind of walk you guys through the process and our thinking and why it keeps hurting the number 5 hole. This time I was up at NMRA doing a True Street qualifying, second pass. Car let out a puff of smoke at the 8th mile. And I didn't notice it in the car. Car still went at 820, and through the traps, it was like a train, smoking like crazy. Shut it off when I was repacking the chute. Car wouldn't start. Finally got it to start. I didn't think it was hurt bad, so I tried to start it. Blew a bunch of water out of the exhaust. Got it back to the pit. Pulled out the number 5 plug. Figured it's number 5. It's always number 5. The plug, it looked like that. Got it home. Took about 2 weeks off, just let the car sit. Thought about selling it. You might have saw it up for sale, and then all my buddies talked me out of selling it. Just got to keep it. Gonna fix it. So started, pulled the heads off the motor, got the motor out, pulled the heads off. Right now the motor is sitting over here. It's going up to Steve Morris tomorrow to get redone. Heads. This one was completely torched. It smoked all the way through into the water passage here. So we got to go to Steve Morris, get this all redone. And he's going to obviously have to do a whole valve job on this one. And, you know, obviously re-O-ring it. And then new piston. Piston's going to have to go to line-to-line coating, build it up to the new thickness. Our initial thought on this whole thing was that it's the intake and the way the air comes down. The way the air comes down here, it's just feeding number 5 like crazy. A lot of people that run small block Fords have issues with the corners. We've always had issues with number 5. Every time it did a head gasket when we were running MLS head gaskets, it was number 5. And then this time, obviously, with the O-ring and the copper gasket, just held it longer, and then when it did go, it went. So we thought maybe it was an injector again. I had just got those injectors back, so I took them over to my buddy Greg Banish, who runs Calibrated Success. We ran him through his awesome injector tester. It's not a big deal.
That's really wild.
But I don't have to collect it in a burette. Injectors are totally fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to put individual EGTs into every primary on the headers. And at least we'll be able to see when that thing's getting lean. And it obviously needs more correction is what we're thinking. We always had a little bit more fuel in number 5. We always had a little bit more spark out of number 5, but I'm talking, you know, 2 to 5%. It might need 15, it might need 20% more fuel in that corner when we turn the boost up. So the EGT sensors from Fuel Tech, we can put a safeguard. If they get too hot, it'll just shut the motor off, and hopefully we won't be here again anytime soon. I think that the motor has spent more time on the floor in my garage the last year than it has in the car, and this time it did some serious damage. It didn't just do a head gasket. It torched the head. It hurt the block. I don't have the piston here. It's over at D&D, but yeah. Long story short, we did some serious damage. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna leave here at 5:30. Throw the motor and the heads and all the valve train in the truck and run up to Steve Morris, and we're going to get the motor back together hopefully this year. I'd like to have it back together running by October, maybe try to make it to Bowling Green for the last NMRA race of the year, but it's getting old. Number 5 keeps going. We're going to figure it out though, and yeah, keep pressing forward. So pick back up tomorrow. All right, guys. It's the next morning. Nah, just kidding. It's like 2 weeks later. So I ran the block and the heads up to Steve Morris. He got the block all set, done. Just cleaned it up basically. And they had the head on the mill to start doing the process of bringing those back to life. And they found this. Yeah, so there's a crack in the head that kind of goes all along the base by where the studs go. So obviously we couldn't do anything with it. It goes down the front of the head. So yeah, chances are that's been broke for a couple years, and that's why it's always lifting the head right there. We could just never see that crack. So maybe the last time it got bigger, or when Razor welded it, it pulled it up a little bit. But anyway, Kyle Morris shipped me the head back. I took the head to Razor. He said he could fix it, which he did, which is incredible. Here's some pictures of him working his magic. So he chased back the crack, and it went all the way from the corner all the way to the exhaust port on number 6, which is just insane. But he worked his magic, and he actually made it thicker in those areas where it failed. So I'm pretty confident that now we're going to get it back up to Steve's. I shipped it yesterday back up to Steve to work his magic, get it re-O-ring, get it all redecked. He's going to have to redo that spark plug hole that got welded shut. We'll be back in business. Up the piston over at the shop, hanging on the wall. You guys can see what it did there. Skirts actually still look pretty good. That's where the scoring was in the cylinder wall. But the coating does a great job from line to line. All the other ones look brand new. They look like they haven't even been run. Line-to-line coatings and picked up the last piece of the puzzle, the piston that we had them coat. So Andy built the piston up a little bit more just because how that cylinder wall looked, and we'll Scotch-Brite it to make it fit perfect. But if you guys don't know about abradable powder coating or what line-to-line coatings does, there's a lot of companies that offer a abradable powder coating. But Andy's kind of the pioneer when it came to that, and that's why most of the top race teams around the country use his product. The top race teams, the fastest guys in the world, run his stuff on their pistons, also on their blowers, oil pumps, all that stuff that they put abradable powder coating on. So we've trusted him with our program since day one, and the stuff's amazing. The pistons that come out of the car after 50 passes or whatever it might be, they look perfect. So how abradable powder coating works is you build the piston fat, you put a little bit extra on it, and then on the first start that piston will find its happy spot in the bore and just be much happier. The rings are happier, everything's happier because it fits perfect in each bore. So that's kind of the deal. So heading back over to D&D, and I'm gonna file rings this morning and try to get the motor at least to a short block today, and then slap the heads and the valve train and stuff on it tomorrow, and be back in the game. So here we go. Alright, finally got the head back together, all the exhaust studs back in. Just gotta show you guys this finished product here, what Steve did. There's this all resurfaced, all rehooped, I just put in a couple or one new valve seal. This all had to be obviously surfaced. This decked. So we got to a short block today. Goal tomorrow will be to have it totally done. Get the heads on it, get the valve train in it, get the intake manifold on it, oil pan on it, oil pump in it, and maybe by the weekend we can stab it back in the car. So stay tuned. That'll be a whole other video. We'll make a video of putting EGT sensors into the headers and us putting it all back together and in the car and running it on the dyno and seeing what it does. So if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.